My name is North Dakota. I've been making a video every day for an entire year, and I have a question to ask you. As young viewer, do you ever get stuck in a rut? Do you ever feel like things just get in the same monotonous routine and you get tired of it and you're like, man, I can't do this anymore. Oh gosh, I'm dropping stuff. Do you ever feel like you want to be creative, you want to do things, and they just don't happen? That's exactly the point of why I started these in the first place. And I want to be a little motivational today because it's day 208 of me making videos. And I realized, and I think back to why I even started doing this in the first place. And the whole point of doing these things is not just to prove it to other people, but to prove it to yourself. Be able to think less about things, get out of analysis paralysis, and just do it. Stop planning and start doing, and then plan as you go along. And I think to some degree you can plan beforehand, but I also think that we get so stuck planning, we get so stuck putting things off, we get so stuck waiting on things that we never do them. And it was something that happened to me for 7 years. I got stuck trying to add, lyrics to my music. I always had lyrics to write. I always had things that I wanted to say, but I never added my voice to my music. It took me 7 years to do that. It took me 10 years to make my first YouTube video officially and put it on for everyone to see. It took me years to get into art and get back into it after my uncle passed. It took me years to do this. It took me years to do that. And I'm realizing now in my late 20s that it's something that I've been doing for a long time. I hesitate, and I tend to do things and hyper focus on things and get really down the rabbit hole on certain things, but on other things that seem more scary, precarious, or non-routine, I get nervous, I get scared, I get kind of stuck. And it's one of those things that I've learned how to deal with by just doing. And so I say this all to tell you that if you're stuck in a rut, if you're tired, if you're in a routine, if you have a lot going on, it's understandable. Me personally, I'm rocking with a full-time job. I have a part-time job that I work. I have, a house, I have pets, I have a wife. I'm tired. And I also am trying to do music and videos at the same time. Been making these videos every day, even with limited time. And I'm not saying that like, oh, I'm better than you, but I realize that you have more time in the day than you realize. And if you use that time efficiently, if you stop caring about everything that everyone else is gonna think, if you start doing things that you wanna do, if you just think a little less and do a little more, you could be a lot happier. Even if one person watches or a million, or one person looks at your art, or 10 or 100 or whatever. If you want to create content, if you want to build something, if you want to work on that home improvement project, if you want to record, if you want to make music, if you want, don't put it off. That's all I have to say. And if you're stuck in a rut like I was, do something that will change it up. Do something different. And maybe you'll like it. But until then, I'll see you tomorrow.